Alright, what is going on, people of the internet? Welcome back to another episode of Ark Max Speed, and right now there are about a million things that could be said about why I don't play Ark anymore, why I haven't uploaded a video in the better part of 2 months, and really what's been going on right now. But the odds are that if you've clicked on this video, that you kinda just really want to see Max Speed, and in order to pay homage to the game that started it all, the game that continued pretty much all of it as well, and because I haven't uploaded any other games, what really was the entirety of my channel. So to pay homage to Ark and to honor it, and for everybody here who's subscribed for Ark, let's just look at another Dinosaurs Max Speed. That's what it's always been, and let's just pay tribute to that. So this originally was going to be about the Titanosaur, which, this thing is gigantic. There are some Brontos on the other side of this lake. Side note, what the hell happened to Ark while I was gone? If you look at the video settings that I had in the beginning of this episode, I set everything to epic. When did I miss the great potatoing of Ark? It looked like it was a really good game a long time ago. Did they switch engines to a different thing? I know they were on Unity. No. Unreal Engine 3. I think that's what it was. But it completely changed it, and now I'm getting 60 frames per second. But the game looks like it's recorded and played on a potato. It's not the case. I built my computer. It's not a potato. Not yet. But, I don't know. It looks terrible. But, I mean, if you remember, when I did the video about the Giganotosaurus, Giganotosaurus, a billion ways to say that stupid creature's name, and I'm always going to get yelled at in the comments for whatever pronunciation I choose. But, that thing was about the size of a Bronto. Now, if you look at the Titanosaurus, it's not the size of a Bronto. It's about the size of 4 or 5 of them, and maybe a small mansion. So, the T-Rex comes up to my ankles, and I'm pretty sure my character itself comes up to the T-Rex ankles, so it really makes you appreciate the scaling of creatures that exist in this game. So, as you can see here, I've figured out at this time that you can't level up the stupid Titanosaurus. Now, it's supposed to be great. I'm sure it is, but I don't really know too much about it. You can't level it up, and it's slow. That's pretty much the exact opposite of what you want to see when you're trying to record a video about Max Speed dinosaurs. So we're switching over to the Allosaurus, one of my favorite dinosaurs growing up, actually, and I'm really surprised that it didn't get put into this game in its vanilla stages, and it kind of makes me a little angry, because that creature is awesome. But they did a great job in how they decided to add this creature into the game. So as you can see, 2 T-Rexes here. Wow, that's 2 dead T-Rexes here, and a dead Titanosaurus out of, well, let's just call it a rage of infuriation due to the fact that you can't level that stupid thing up, and it's always going to be as slow as, I don't even know what to compare it to. Maybe a Doedicurus. Probably not quite. But, the Allosaurus, this thing looks so sick! This has got to be one of the best looking dinosaurs I've seen in Ark, which really is nice to say because it's one of the newer ones. Gives you a bit of confidence in the developers' opinions on how the dinosaurs should be looking. Now, if you look at some older creatures like the raptor, it's not as unique or colorful or stand out as this Allosaurus is. And something that's really cool about the Allosaurus is it gets a boost to its attack when it's around other creatures. It gets other Allosaurus in a pack, I should say, probably to do with friendly creatures. So if you have a bunch of tamed Allosauruses and you take them all out, it benefits all of them. They get increased damage resistance, and I believe that whoever is riding on the Alpha, I'm not sure whether or not that is going to be one of those Cheeto Dust ones, but I'm pretty sure it's not, that they can use the roar, and I don't really know what that is, it doesn't say on the wiki. So, it's a cool looking creature, and it's decently fast. Now, the wiki said that people, or in its dossier, it's slower than the Carnotaurus, and for that reason people don't tend to tame it, because if you want speed, they would typically go for the Carnotaurus, and if they wanted raw stopping power, then they would go for the T-Rex itself. Now, I don't get it, because this thing seems like it's pretty much the speed of a Carnotaurus, and it gets 2.5% leveling up. Who saw that coming? So, I've been trying to take this thing into deep water for the past while. It seems that with the new redwood environment, that it's having some difficulties finding deep enough water to swim in, which is, I mean, it's pretty accurate. This thing is actually a lot bigger than it originally seemed. When I got on this creature, the first thing that really stood out to me was how big it was, and the second was the animation of it running, which is actually really, really cool. Starts out at 100% movement speed. Huh. Who saw that coming? And increases by 2.5. We've basically got the white bread of dinosaurs right now. This thing is jack of all trades. So, of course, it's going to be pretty darn fast. Only stopping to do, well, arc. As you can see. Press Z to arc. But it is a good creature. And I have to say, if I ever play this game again, this would probably be one of my preferred choices of creatures to have under my possession, because if you've played any amount of Ark, you would know that the game mechanics kind of center around you out-muscling whatever you come across when you're out in the wild. Now, Trikes are good at that because they have knockback, T-Rexes are good at that because they're T-Rex, and I don't know, that's kind of why Carnotauruses aren't typically spotted as a preferred player creature. I'm sure that many people have one and it's their favorite, and it's very specific people who said, like, oh, I know there's other dinosaurs that are better than it, but I like it. And I can see that for a lot of creatures. But the Allosaurus gets a boost for being in a pack, which means that it's got likely to be a higher ceiling than if you have a T-Rex, because a T-Rex can't necessarily take on everything on Earth. It can't fight off a Giganotosaurus. It can't fight off some alphas. I mean, usually T-Rexes can take on an alphas, but if you come across a 150 alpha T-Rex, you're not really going to have the most success. But Allosaurus, when they get into a pack, they get increase in strength, which means that you can kind of artificially boost them to be stronger than they normally are. Now, that's a pretty cool feature, and I'm kind of surprised it doesn't exist for other dinosaurs, specifically like the dire wolf, which is not even a dinosaur, but it's a pack creature, so why wouldn't it have this as well? Also, the Allosaurus has bleed effect. I completely forgot that, which is like its defining characteristic. It can make things bleed. It's pretty metal. But, yeah. There are a million things that can be said right now about why I haven't been making videos too frequently. Oh, look at how cool that thing looks. But, I'm going to save that for the video. I hope you enjoyed just a pure, raw Ark Max Speed, like the good old days, and, yeah. If you've got suggestions for anything, you can leave them in the comments. I'm happy to be back. I've got a lot of plans, and I'm finally motivated to put them in action. You can see here, of all the things, I can't even figure out how to do this stupid waving. But, yeah, it's good to be back, and I mean that for sure. I say that a lot, but this time I'm serious. Like, I'm motivated to make some damn videos, so let's see what this does. Anyway, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next episode of whatever we make. Peace! Very common theme with these Max Speed, which is why I don't really understand why the Max Speed is such a requested series. Like, for me, I don't really get it. Like, Max Speed, yeah, but it's kind of following a basic structure. Is the creature built for moving around? Yes. Well, then you probably want to give it Max Speed. The Rexes have an incredible knockback, which you can see is just tossing the Giga right off the side of the mountain, and if fall damage was on for this Giga, he could be in some trouble. But it's not, unfortunately, because he is non-mountable, and wild on top of that. Well, he's non-mountable because he's in the wild. He can be mounted. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about, kind of, sort of. But, apparently I don't know how many Rexes to throw at a Giga, because 10 was nowhere near enough.